Here we are at Catena Safaris in beautiful Argentina. You can see the backlight here is amazing in the evening. It's our first day of hunting, and I got a nice water buffalo down. I believe in the gold category, so I was very excited. We couldn't bring our guns, so unfortunately that was kind of a downer for us, but I was able to use our PH's 300 Winchester, and 2 rounds did the job. Got a double lunger on the first one and took the shoulder out on the second one, and down it went. So it was fast and furious there for a little bit. Then we had to wait for about 20 minutes for all the buffalo to move away, because they, like the U.S. buffalo, they just surround it and walk around it and kind of protect the downed animal. Well, we just came across the buffalo, and we saw a big one, so I got a good shot in on him. He ran, got another shot in on him, and I think we just finished him off to the 300. So he's laying down now, and I think that first shot got him with the double lung. That's what it looked like. So now all the rest of the buffalo are just circling around him, which is pretty standard with American buffalo too. So we're waiting for him to disperse and retrieve the buffalo. Good job, guide.
Thank you.
So, if you are wondering why the camera work on those shots were so terrible, because we're sans cameraman on this trip, and I am filming, and my father is a terrible client, and I told him wait until I get the tripod set up, and then the camera on and zoomed in and focused and recording, and I'll tell you to shoot. And I get through half of my sales pitch there, and he starts yanking triggers. So I apologize to you, the viewer, but we're down here for my dad's 72nd birthday, and apparently he's still a cowboy at 72. Holy moly.
Yeah, body size is incredible.
Oh. Well, I'm extremely happy. The other one may have been a little bit massive.
Cavalry.
Congratulations.
Cavalry has arrived.
Well, I couldn't shoot it, so I just threw rocks at it. Congratulations. Took it down with the 300 of them.
We called it Uber of Death.
Nice.
This big son of a gun.
Oh, man. I'm an advertising marketing guy.
What rifle do you need? Yeah. Pretty mean. Yeah.
Sí que es grande, si no le haría pila. ¿El unicornio no lo vieron?
It was a exciting hunt, and it's always exciting when I can hunt with my son. And we had a great time, and plan on getting another one for him tomorrow.
We were driving on this 2-track here, and my guide, the fellow with the funny hat in front of me there, noticed what appeared to be a pretty good buff in a water hole. So it's pretty dry this time of year, so obviously hunting the water. We're putting the sneak on. We actually came back around so we would have better wind, because these things have excellent noses and we didn't want to blow them out. I was pretty jazzed up to start yanking triggers. You can see my pops there has a big camera, and then behind him is his guide running the GoPro. Talking with my guide there, we're looking at the buff. You can see him, that little black spot, and we're talking about body size. We're looking at horns. I thought he looked massive, but you can see like how sharp the points are, how smooth his horns are, and I was pretty jazzed up. I was ready to start yanking triggers, but you can see when this bull steps out of the water, you can see how young he looks. Body-wise, it's much smaller. My dad's bull, not near as developed. So it was a good pass. It wasn't an easy pass. Those of you who know me know that my trigger finger gets a little itchy about hour 0 into the hunt. So it was a good learning experience. After we passed on that buff, we knew of another herd in this dried lake bed, so we sneak up. We're glassing just a bunch of buff, 40, 50 buff, and my guide there notices way up on the hill to the right in the brush is a lone bull moving down by himself, and when I look at him, he looks like a truck moving through the brush. So you can see him just in between. He's moving just to the left there between the guide and myself. And so we're getting set up. He's about 300 yards out. I'm shooting a 375 H&H, which is quite a poke. These are not loopholed scopes. They're not the clearest things on the planet. My guide's going to try and do the best he can to get him stopped.
Hit.
So again, 375 H&H. That was one in the pump house. He runs off 60 yards or so, presents himself again. That was a silly move. So now he's got 2 in him. And that's about it.
He's down. Well, that 375 can't shoot. It must have been me.
Oh man. So you can see the lake bed behind me is not completely dry. And the mosquitoes here were absolutely atrocious. I'm talking like Alaska mosquitoes, hundreds, thousands, millions of mosquitoes. You could see the guide picking him off his arm there. But we make sure that he's down, picking out some points of reference. And the brush is pretty darn thick there. It's about 3 feet tall. Not super tall, but still want to make sure that you know where you're going.
Well, we just shot my buffalo, and it was on the fly. I got the shakes a little bit. It was a long poke off sticks. I think we're almost 300 yards with a 375, but we hammered him. He's down. So now we got to sneak through the rest of these buffalo without getting stomped and go check him out. He's in the bush somewhere.
So one of the things you notice when you walk up on these things is they are massive, just absolutely massive. I mean, we hunt a lot of mule deer and elk and black bear and all big animals, but when you walk up on one of these water buffalo from Argentina, they are body size it's very surprising how big they were. you'll notice my dad's was super curled in, and mine kind of flares out almost like a Cape Buffalo. But you can see once we kind of get down in there on that horn, you can see just how beat up and aged this guy is. I mean, this guy, his head's busted open from fighting. His horns are all chipped up. He's got scars all over his body. My taxidermist is going to have a heck of a job in front of him. So that's the butcher truck rolls out, and you can see the old gaucho there with his kitchen knife. And that was one of the things that I noticed was that's their head skinner. And so he's an old, the guy was like 70 years old, old cowboy, and was an excellent skinner, but they would literally sharpen their knives on the back of the other knife. So I was lucky enough to get a new Magna Cut skinner from Buck before I went down there. It was brand new, hadn't even used it, and I ended up giving it to that guy to use because, man, it was like Christmas morning when I gave him that knife, because that knife he's using right there couldn't cut cold butter, and it was he did a really good job with it. But man, when I put that buck knife in his hand, I mean, it was like a race car. He got that buff done pretty quick. So here we'll just speed it up a little bit, because man, it is an incredible amount of work to disarticulate one of these critters. They are just absolutely massive. Well, guys, it's the end of the safari here in Argentina. My dad and I have been here for the last couple days at Catena, and we went out. Water buffalo was the number one on the hit list. My dad got his first. The next day I got mine. Both very unique. My dad's is really, a lot of them curve in real tight. They're kind of like, they're not like the ones you see in like Australia, where they're just these big, huge, wide things. They come up real high and tight and curl in. And then mine is a little more like Cape Buffalo-esque, I think, comes out a little bit more. Massive animals, though. I mean, gigantic. I don't know how much it weighed, 2,000, 2,500 pounds. Huge. My taxidermist asked for a measurement, and I think mine was smaller than my dad's, and I measured from the nose to the base of the tail, and it was 9'6", almost 10 feet long. So not getting that one life-sized, but super fun, very different terrain than we're used to. It's kind of like rolling hills. The brush is very similar to kind of like South Africa. Everything is a little bit shorter. They don't have like big giant trees here. It's kind of like bushy and brushy. Everything has thorns. Super fun to hunt. Saw all sorts of critters. We saw fallow deer, axis deer, black buck, all sorts of weird little critters, which unfortunately I can't shoot and take home because they're non-exportable, so I didn't shoot any of them. Nacho put the kibosh on that, but lots of fun stuff to see here. We spent a couple days in Buenos Aires before we came, which was way better than I anticipated. Super clean city, very tall. Everything is tall there. The buildings are tall. You walk down like a regular street and all the buildings are like 15 stories tall on both sides. And no matter where you go, they have these huge giant buildings everywhere. Incredible architecture. They have very, very, very old buildings, 150-year-old buildings there. Excellent food, super nice people. I can't recommend Argentina enough to anyone wanting to travel. The flight sucks. The flight sucks from Seattle. It was like 20 hours to get here, but totally worth it. It was a lot of fun. My dad followed up his buffalo with a Patagonia ram. He also got a really nice fallow deer. He shot a really nice black buck as well. And there was a couple other things. They have a bunch of red stag here, massive red stags, like 600-inch stags, which was out of the price range for me, because I plan on staying married when I get home. So I did not pull the trigger on one of those, although I did want to. But super great staff. The food is like check our Instagram posts. I mean, the food is ridiculous. They have a chef here that is like 5 stars all the way. The staff's been absolutely fantastic. We had a guy that was like our manager that stayed there's like 2 lodges here. And so there's a guy that stays over with the other people. And then it was me and my dad and a guy we called Bama from Alabama, Daryl, was bow hunting here. And so Nacho stayed over with us, him and his wife. Super nice, very accommodating, anything we needed, went above and beyond, and can't recommend his services enough. So we call him Nacho. I think his real name's Ignacio Rosa, which is pretty cool, and I like to say it that way. So anyways, another great trip. Can't wait for you guys to see some of this footage. Catena Safaris was absolutely fantastic. Nacho and the crew was great. Can't recommend them enough. And anyways, we'll see you guys up on the mountain.